Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Worries here. It's going to be another Alpha Sharks update today, and today we do have a very interesting one for you guys. We do have a new little charting system. Should be a nice addition to what we have over here. So, we'll give it a few minutes to let some people jump in here, and we'll jump right into it. All right, welcome those watching outside of the Discord on Twitch and Twitter. This is going to be an Alpha Sharks overview today. We do have a new update with the charting system that we actually have, and it is a very nice tool that we actually have going for us. So, one we've actually been waiting for a long time. So let's kind of just jump right into it. First thing I want to do is kind of just, again, overall see where is the money at? What's quote unquote normal for the day? Right now, on the 12-hour, we're seeing 91 ETH traded with epics. Actually have quite a bit of transactions kind of going on right now, which is pretty cool. Cryptos Simeji, nice amount of ETH right here. 231 ETH volume traded. Definitely something to be looking at. With 2,000 sales at that price, that is not bad. Almost 50% unique holders. Definitely want to keep an eye on right here. Let's keep going down the list. Outside official, decent amount of sales. One to look at, but no transactions right now. Actually nothing. That's nothing. Let's go into the hourly and see what's quote unquote normal here. Volume wise, we can see Crypto Simeji again, kind of trampling over everybody. 77 ETH traded, even with transactions still going right now, with a pretty decent floor, 0.12. So definitely one we're probably going to end up looking at live. Let's go down the list to see if there's anything else. Weifuku again, 12 ETH traded, almost a 0.1 floor. No sales going on right now. Where else is the ETH? Todd James Art Party Official. 21 ETH volume traded and 0.71 floor with two blue chips next to it. 35% MBCP, which is again something to keep an eye on for those who are longer term traders. Don't know what this is, but 10% listed is something to keep an eye on as well, with 21 ETH volume. That's about it. Let's go into a 15-minute. Crypto Simeji again, kind of popping up here with 25 ETH. What else do we have here? Ranga Black Box with a 0.564 with 5% listed with 19% MBCP. Definitely one to keep an eye on here. Easy down to 0.1. Okay, I think we got our elephant in the room, which is going to be our Crypto Simeji, I believe. We do have a few transactions going on though. I like Eden Horde, how it's putting up the ETH volume traded, how it's kind of putting up with Simeji, but seems like Simeji's just trampling in volume and transactions. So let's jump into Crypto Simeji. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is pretty much break down the pretty much the same thing that we do with all the kind of live stream AMAs. Kind of break down the stats that we're getting shown through Alpha Sharks. So up here we can see our owner to supply ratio, and we always talk about this number being just about 50%, and that number we can already see is already pushing that. Again, we want to see closer or higher owner to supply ratio in order for our walls to be somewhat thinner to get through. So we're pushing that 50% threshold, meaning definitely something to keep an eye on. Our MBCP sitting at 5%, or just about 5%, is also something to keep an eye on as well, as we just got into or just started looking at this project right now. Over time, if we start seeing this actually push above 5, 6, 7%, this definitely could be a contender for a longer term swing trade. Another thing we're also going to want to be looking at is going to be our listings. Notice our number of listings is going to be less than 10% of our total supply, which again is a key metric to be looking at because it's directly correlated to the supply and demand model. So another one that we're also going to be looking at is our actual sales that are actually happening here. So you can see, I mean, all those 1, 2, 3, was that 5, 6 sales that just went through. Well, not the highlighted ones. The highlighted ones are going to be delistings, but the ones that actually just went through, not highlighted, we can see the actual traffic that's coming through. And a cool feature that we're getting is not only do we have this official Alpha Sharks chart where we can see our actual volume over time, and we can see a plot chart of what's happening over time with sales, but we also have our trio of charts down here, which down here is going to be our sell walls. Up here is going to be our momentum, basically our sales and our listings. And then another portion or another visual of our live listings. So definitely something really useful to have. But we also have this new addition of another chart view, which is trading view. And for those who haven't tried this out yet, this is a very neat charting platform to utilize. We can see there's multiple different use cases for trading view. Kind of the same, somewhat same layout. It gives you, as opposed to plot charts, it's going to give you candlesticks here, which you're able to change. So if you wanted candlesticks or if you wanted the line chart, you're able to change that here. Ideally, just utilizing the candles or the line for now. We'll be going over other use cases of the other ones, but here you have the time frames for each individual candlestick. So if I'm on a 15-minute, this is going to interpret that each candlestick is 15 minutes of data. So if I change this to a 5-minute, we should see more candlesticks here, implying that each candlestick is only calculating 5 minutes of data. And we can see how this is somewhat useful because we can get a breakdown of kind of actual technical breakouts, kind of like pretty much what we've been doing in all the last AMAs or live streams. Just now we get a solid charting system to actually use. So and we can see kind of patterns a lot better throughout these candlesticks, at least over time, if these if the project we're looking at actually has volume. If it doesn't have volume, you'll see a lot more chop, as if we go into like a 1 minute, you'll see lots of kind of like bar charts, or kind of like it'll look like a barcode somewhat, kind of like no transactions happening. It's kind of something you want to stay away from, because what that's telling us is that it's illiquid at that point. There's no buyers and sellers coming in right there. So that's kind of, you're gonna have to get used to bouncing between the different views and charts, but definitely one to pretty much utilize. Also, another thing to also utilize within TradingView is going to be the indicators. So lots of indicators that you're able to put on the chart itself. One that I like to utilize myself is going to be the volume. So if you jump into TradingView and you go into indicators and you type in volume, should be the first one under script name, you should get a pop-up right here, and you should be able to go inside the uh, gear and go inside here to change some inputs. So you can go in here, change the colors of the bars that you're looking at. This is just my preference. You can do red, green, you can do black, white, you can do whatever is, I guess, your preference. So however you'd like to set that up, that is one metric I love to utilize. One thing I do like to do as well is I like to move it to the pane below, because this way I actually get to uh, fix the size of the volume on my chart. So you can see it's now split into kind of two segments. I can double click the graph and my volume will be kind of minimized. If I double click it again, my volume pops up again. Same thing if I actually click the volume or the indicator itself. So if I double click here, it'll zoom into the volume, and it kind of gives me a better indication of, hey, how many trades have actually gone on, and just gives you better stats that way, a better visual aid. So another thing, you can double click to zoom out. That's one way to utilize visual volume. And having this up right here with actual trades that are going through, and having our sell walls up and having listings right here is huge, because if you can start to see over time our volume starting to rise and our listing starting to decrease, you can likely see that this is more likely than not a continuation push, as opposed to a resistance top. The reason we ended up getting this breakout push here was because we got the actual volume that's been coming in. And we talk about this all the time. Here, I'll make that a little bigger for you guys. One sec. This here, oops. Look at the correlation in price action, where we had to make an apex point of this pattern that we kind of always talk about, right? We talk about local bottom, local top, and then the retrace. Was the retrace bigger than the last bottom then we had? No. So technically we're looking for the push, continuation push up until where? Up until here, or up until the last highs that we started testing. And what's the real test? If we actually get volume in or not. And look how clean that breakout was. It's literally just a technical breakout. So people questioning the technicals behind NFTs, this is a perfect example of how technicals actually work. This is something we talk about in this view all the time. All the time. We talk about this particular pattern, every single time. We talk about the push up, the pullback. How big is the pullback? Not as far as the first range bound zone that we had. So we're looking for the continuation push off of volume. Plus, look what's actually helping us out here. at 10:30, smack in the middle where our volume starts to rise, what's happening with our listings? Our listings over time are decreasing with the increase in demand. That's just a win-win-win. That's telling us, hey, we're in here for continuation push. We just broke out of the last range bound box that we were playing within. And again, playing from one range to another, usually once we break out of one range, we look for at least 100% move to the next, to the upside. We can see we actually got a little bit more than that, because of the continuation in volume here. But not only is there continuation in volume, but look at the volume taking over the last amount of volume that was actually happening here. So that plus the deduction of supply that's actually in circulation is going to help us get that increase in floor price over time. And that is definitely one example that we can see here. So kind of going back and forth between both the charts is going to be useful there. So again, that's only utilizing the volume indicator here. There are other indicators that we'll be getting into, but for this session, I just want to get you guys really honed in on jumping in on the volume and setting up volume and realizing how it looks different from TradingView's view. Alpha Shark's view. Apologies. Because they're essentially telling you the same thing. They're just giving it to you in different layouts. So some people are going to prefer the Alpha Shark's view. Some people are going to prefer the TradingView view. Some people are going to like a hybrid of both. So getting used to playing with both charting systems, I think, is in your best benefit, and kind of seeing, hey, how is the data differing from Alpha Shark's view as opposed to TradingView, and which one am I seeing? Which one am I seeing that's working a lot better, or I guess visually that's working better for you? Because some people will like candlesticks, or they will find that they like candlesticks a lot more because they're used to candlesticks, as opposed to getting the plot charts. But it might be vice versa. Some people might find that the plot charts are a better visual aid for them, and that's okay, because that's kind of the point of trying to make the tool the best all-in-one, is to kind of pleasure everybody and every type of trader. And if you don't use that option, then that's okay, because we have other people that will utilize it. And I'm going to kind of give our self plug here. Not advised by TradingView or anything like that, but TradingView is probably one of the best charting platforms out there. And what you can do with these charts are very, very, very useful. And if you learn how to actually utilize them, it is going to be game changing, I believe, to your trading career. But taking it one step at a time, because what we're showing in the Alpha Shark's view is, again, the same data that's flowing through the TradingView session, or this TradingView portion. It's just giving it in a different setup. Another thing I would like you guys to start doing, if you guys could, is start drawing your trend lines. This is going to be key on bigger time frames, preferably. I know if like a DGen that just came out, you're not going to have a lot of data, but drawing your trend lines is going to help a ton, because again, it's creating ranges that we're playing within, and you'll start to see how price action kind of stays within that. and then creates an apex point at a particular point in time. And then you start to see where potentially volume starts to come in or lack thereof. And this one was a perfect example of that. Because right here, if you started to see, hey, we're getting to a point where we either have to break out or break down, this could have been a very key point of saying, hey, if you weren't in, maybe you could have bought in at point 0.6 and risked what, 0.02 to that 0.04 to get what, 0.10. That's 2 times your money to one. Again, that's just technically saying that, and you actually got continuation here. But that's just one example of showing how the technicals kind of work out here. And again, with the TradingView chart, it's going to help you out a lot, I think, just with the drawing tools itself. So for those who don't know how to kind of utilize TradingView, you can go into the top portion right here. There should be, if it's not highlighted already, you should have a line with 2 circles on each, or a circle on each end, and you should be able to click on that, and you should be able to click on one point of the chart and then click onto another point of the chart, and you should be able to pop up a single line. The reason mine extends, and if you're kind of trying to do it right now and yours doesn't, the way to fix that is the way to show you right here. So one way is, first you're going to start with the color. So let's say you didn't want yellow, let's say you wanted to do white. So you can pop that in there. You can change the thickness or the width of the actual line. So I like it on like 2. If you wanted like a dashed line, you can change that. If you wanted a dotted line, if you wanted just solid line, you'd keep that. Personally, I like to extend my lines to the right, just for future price action, kind of like here. Notice we actually got the breakout, but if I just did not have that line drawn, I can visually see that, but I like the price action actually touching that, because that's true price action that has actually occurred. So I do like to see that information. Trying to think. You do have other tools such as text. So you can pop up a text right here through this portion here. You click text, you can pop that in, double click it. Let's say looking for a breakout. You can leave yourself notes on the chart, just saying, hey, I'm actually looking for a breakout, whether if it breaks out of 0.06 or breaks down to 0.04. You can just kind of leave yourself a mental note there. You have patterns that you can be drawing here. You have long position, so pretty much giving you a risk reward tolerance. So let's say, hey, you're looking for the breakout. Cool. How much are you willing to kind of risk at that point? And there, pretty much this would be it. You can change your stop by moving that up a little bit. You can change your price target by going up, and you can see your risk reward ratio kind of sitting here, and kind of manage that as well. So yeah, let's say that you wanted to risk, let's say that 0.04 to get that 0.10, you would have had a 1.63 win or risk reward ratio, which is not bad. You can do that consistently over and over and over again. That can definitely add up over time. But yeah, this is kind of a just quick overview of the TradingView portion. There are lots of tools in here that you guys can kind of mess around with, that we'll be going over throughout each of the sessions. but I don't want to overload you guys with information. So I'm going to kind of take it one at a time to kind of understand each one in depth. Um, so yeah, let me see if there's any questions. Prolific clean. Yes, I think the charts are very clean. I think they fit the aesthetic of Alpha Sharks very well as well. I love the just being able to set it up with these charts as well, because having listings and seeing the breakout actually happen is going to be huge. Because if you can start to see live that, hey, our listings are decreasing, and over time, this white line down here is going to be our average volume, is starting to rise, then it's probably telling us, hey, we probably have something that's setting up here. Okay. We can see sales kind of slowed down. Let's go back into the Alpha Sharks view. One thing we can see is we actually have, we have our amount of listings right here. Notice it's actually range bound within this zone, which is kind of correlating with our price action here. We're getting the same thing. We're getting just this back and forth kind of price action. Sellers don't know if they want to take profits here or if they actually want to hold on for just a bit more. But notice our volume, meaning our demand, is starting to decrease over time, while our listings are starting to test the last highs that they went through, which was about 600s. So if we start pushing that and our demand, or lack thereof, kind of just stays down, we'll start to see the retraction over here on, what are we looking at? Crypto Simeji. Oros, with TradingView having so many different settings and things to add, would it be possible to get these things working best for NFTs? It is possible. I've been testing it a lot. It is very, very interesting. The correlations I see from like crypto charts, stock charts, and NFT charts now that we have the TradingView access. It's very interesting to say the least. But yes, it is possible to make it a very efficient and very useful tool in NFT trading, and I think it's going to make elite traders personally, because just the amount of, not the amount of indicators that they have, because you can have numerous amount of indicators and not know how to use them, and or them not actually calculate the right data, and it really wouldn't mean anything. With TradingView, their indicators are very reliable and very responsive, and yeah, their data feed is top notch. And yeah, the tools that they have in there are second to none. Again, knowing how to utilize them is a different story, which is pretty much what we're trying to do here. And again, we'll be going over those pretty much one by one over time with these sessions, because with this addition of TradingView, I mean, just going into indicators themselves, I mean, you can just flow down the list. You can have a class on each and every single one of these, really. Not only that, but just the amount of drawing tools, the amount of Like you can draw like literal drawing tools, like circles, make them as thick or thin as you want. Uh, it's pretty much endless what you can do with TradingView. It is an amazing platform, and I'm stoked that we actually got it down here with Sharks, because again, I really think that this tool or this implementation is going to create elite traders if you can actually sit down, put the work in, and truly understand the data that's actually coming through. Because again, it's the same thing. It's the same data that's coming through. It's just in a different format, and we get a few more tools within this view. So really interested and really excited to see how we're going to be pushing forward with Alpha Sharks, because again, this is again one of probably the best charting platforms out there. I have Pro Trading View account. Is there a way to bring additional features into AS? Show enough. That is a great question. I'm still working on getting word on that, but that would be pretty cool. But yeah, not 100%. We are again trying to see kind of what the word is with that. But yeah, pretty interesting, right? J5 star. When will this be available? That's a great question. It should be out in the next update, actually. Should be out where we should be utilizing this. So yeah, as long as you go under the staking portion of Alpha Sharks, you should be able to download the extension update, and you should be able to pop this up. Cool. And we can see right here, we can actually see we are getting the reduction in price action right now. As I say that, we actually get a buy. So this will go back up, but our listings are actually starting to go up a bit. So we actually want to see our listings starting to curl back down for this to actually continue, because if not, we'll start to see something like a break of that trend line that would insinuate just another pullback here, because this would be telling us probably our listings would be rising if this actually happens to snap here. Johnny, could you share some good indicators to use? Trend lines and volume. Those are the main ones I'm pushing into your guys' skull right now. Without those, all the other ones are not going to mean anything. Trend lines of volume, that is going to be major. Because look, just, ooh, somebody fat fingered. Ooh, look at that. That big candle right there, that wick is telling us that there was a sale down here at this portion. And look at, we can see that right here. 0.02. Dang. Somebody got a nice snag right there. Dang. It's a nice buy. But yes, volume and trend lines are going to be one of the main things I'm going to be pushing. Look at this, just regular trend line break that we had. You drew that trend line, you could have pretty much known, hey, with increase in volume, this could have potential to keep pushing. And I'll give you another trend line down here. Obviously this is kind of a fat finger, so we have to wait for this candle to actually close. But once price action kind of stabilizes back and we actually have another sell that sells up here at that 0.12 zone, like this one right here, it'll snap us back up to where we're trading at up here. And you'll notice if over time, like sales, let's say we start doing something like this, over time, if we snap this, you'll see the reduction in volume actually happening, which we're kind of seeing now. The thing is, are we going to come back around? Are the buyers going to come back around and rally it back up? Or are sellers going to come in and start listing it up all the way? That's kind of the portion that we're in right now. Yeah. Ludo, we will indeed need a bunch of sessions to learn how to use it, at least the popular useful settings for NFTs. Oh yeah, this is not I'm not telling you guys that, hey, buy my session and it's kind of over, like you know how to do everything. It's definitely not that. If you stick around for a bit and come to the sessions somewhat frequently, or at least watch the videos over, you will get it down. You will understand at least what most of the indicators mean, and kind of how to utilize them or not utilize them. But yeah, this is not a one session type thing, which is why I'm going over one particular thing inside TradingView. I think that's kind of the approach I'm going to do, and if I see that people are picking that up quite quickly, then I'll kind of ramp it up a bit. But there's lots and lots and lots to learn with inside TradingView itself, yet alone Sharks. But yeah, very nice tool that we got implemented with our update, and definitely a proprietary one so far. I think there might be one other project that I might know of that actually has this implementation. But the way we utilize it, I think we blow them out of the water personally. But yeah, this is huge. This charting platform, and again, the indicators that we can utilize to check out these momentum plays are going to be game changing. I really think that's going to be the case. If you can sit down and again try to utilize both views and try to figure out, hey, maybe I'm more Alpha Shark's view, or maybe I'm more TradingView's view, or maybe I'd like to use both. You'll start to see a correlation with your trading. You'll start to see, like, hey, I start to see toppings better on TradingView, or I see volume better on Alpha Sharks, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be different for everybody, but you will find that you cater towards one, and you will find a reason why you cater towards that. So I say messing around with that, drawing your trend lines, and watching volume, whether that's on TradingView or that's on Alpha Shark's view, is going to be huge. If you can do that over time and utilize the bottom 3 charts as well, you will start to see tops and bottoms more frequently, and you'll be like, hey, I kind of know why that bounced there, or I know why it's rejecting this last high, because we're creating a channel, or we're creating a pattern pretty much here that we kind of talk about, that this is just chop, that we're kind of getting to this one apex point that we're kind of setting up for a bigger move. So huge implementation that we actually got here at Sharks. Yeah, hope you guys kind of like it. I mean, in indicators like SMA. Yeah, we'll be going over that stuff, Rubber Johnny. But right now, strictly volume and trend lines. Without those EMAs, SMAs, and all that, it wouldn't even matter because our trend lines and our volume are going to trump all of that. But we'll be going over that stuff for sure. We have some people typing. Have to drop. Thanks. No worries, Mocha. Glad you always coming down, man. Appreciate you. Okay. What time are we pushing? Okay. Okay, just gonna open up the floor to anybody else to see if we had any more questions. Yeah. Just trying to see if there's any questions in chat. If not, alright. It doesn't seem like we have any more questions, so I guess that'll be it. Ooh, we do have a last minute one. Ludo. What is the tools while in the settings menu on the top right here? One more time. What is the tools wallet? Oh, the tools wallet is so let's say you had a ledger and like a hot wallet that you wanted to set up for your Alpha Sharks. Tools wallet is going to be the wallet you're going to want to set your hot wallet if let's say you're holding it in, or you prefer to hold your Alpha Sharks in like a ledger or something like a cold wallet. You'd want the tool to be utilized inside of the hot wallet so you can use it when you're sniping, let's say like degen plays or something like that, if that's kind of your thing. Good question. Cool. Alright. Alright, I'm not seeing any more questions. Going to wrap it up here. We do have a surprise giveaway. I'm going to see if we have people here for that. But just want to say appreciate y'all coming down today. Without you guys, these sessions are not possible. And hope you guys are liking the Alpha Sharks updates. And again, if you guys have any criticism, suggestions, comments, concerns, this is definitely the place to drop that, as we go over these sessions as a team pretty much every session. So whatever you guys have and suggest, and we see that that's going to be efficient and useful, then that's something we're definitely trying to utilize and put inside the tool. So I just want to say appreciate you guys coming down, and I appreciate having you guys here. But it doesn't look like we have anybody here to do the giveaway. So what I'm going to do is screenshot everybody that's here, and I will make a post inside the staff chat with everybody's username, and we'll put you guys inside of a raffle for the surprise prizes. I don't even know what the prizes are myself, so wish every single one of you guys luck. And again, I appreciate y'all coming down to these sessions. We do host these sessions about twice a week, and it is going to be Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and Tuesdays at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, again, without you guys, none of these sessions are really possible. So we really appreciate you guys coming down. And if you guys can help spread the word, whether that's following me or retweeting me or making tweets, that really helps out because, again, I can't really do it all myself. But yeah, again, appreciate every single one of you guys. If you guys need anything, you guys can DM me. My DMs are always open on Twitter, Discord. You guys can follow my Twitter inside my bio. Again, my DMs on Twitter are always open. You guys can ping me inside Discord. Anyway, you guys need to find a way to reach me, definitely please do that, and I will get back to you ASAP. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming down, and I will not forget to send in that screenshot. And good luck to every single one of you guys that came down today. I hope to see you guys at the one tomorrow, but if not, I'll see you guys next week for another session. But yeah, I will see you guys. May y'all bags be pumped.